Okay, so it always seems to be more natural to share your fitness journey. And it just seems more, it's just easier to see this connection between the fitness stuff that we do, the challenge groups that we run, and helping people. For some reason, sometimes it's more difficult to see the connection between the business opportunity and how that can really help people as well, and to get some momentum into recruiting. But recruiting is super important. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share because I do have some slides for us tonight. Let me go ahead and get this chat out of here. So let's just dive right in and talk about why is it important to build a team. To be quite honest, I didn't really see the value in building a team, and I didn't really want to build a team at the very beginning because I just wanted to help people, and I didn't want to rope anyone into some sort of scam. I didn't want to pressure anyone into taking on, this business opportunity. I was seeing it as more of like a drain on people than an actual blessing to them. And so I just really held back, and I did not recruit very much at all, probably for about my first year. But that's not a mistake that I want you guys to make. So hopefully this call will help you guys just see what recruiting is actually all about. So the first reason why you should build a team is really because income. I know a lot of us have big income goals. We want to take pressure off of our husbands. We want to not have to work that second job or be away from our kids or whatever the case. We have income goals, and there's nothing wrong with that. I posted something in my team page today about how, if you feel bad for making money and by helping people, do you feel like doctors or nurses or those who serve in our armed forces or those who are police officers, firefighters, do you feel like they should feel bad for making money for helping people? Because we gladly pay our tax dollars and whatever, go to the doctor, to pay our insurance and our copays, to have people who really care, who are really good at their jobs, helping us. And, you may not see health as a life or death situation, but I kind of do. I kind of do see helping people get healthy as a life and death situation. And I feel proud that I can earn an income and help people in that at the same time. So if you feel bad about earning an income or having income goals, maybe that will help you with your mindset in that way, because I don't think anyone should feel bad for earning a good living by helping people. But this is just a little graph that actually Becca made a while ago. Her income is quite a lot larger than this now, maybe by 10 times larger than this at this point. But this is an income graph that she showed. Basically, your commissions are going to stay the same, more or less, month to month. There's only so much you can sell. There's only so many people you can reach. There's only so many challenge packs and challengers that you can sign up. But your team bonus, which comes directly from, building your team, is virtually limitless. There are caps on it, but by the time you're hitting your caps, you're just out there making unbelievable income. And you can see how her team bonus has just steadily grown as she's built her team. And that's also really where you can rely on a steady income from this job, because you can't really rely on your commissions. They could be up or down one week or the other, but your team bonus cycles are going to stay consistent and continue to grow. And so that's where you can have goals like retiring your husband or quitting a job and be able to rely on your Beachbody income. That only comes through team growth. You cannot be quitting jobs and relying on income from commission. That's just a little scary. So that is, just a huge motivation for building your team. But another reason why you should build a team is it creates momentum. It creates an energy in your team page with your own business as you're able to share with other people. When you have a team around you, they're business builders. They're all in. They are excited, and you don't have just one or just two. But when you do a recruiting push, you get this wave of maybe 8 to 10 business building coaches all at once. They're all excited. They're starting to hit Emerald in their first couple weeks, in their first month or two. It's just incredible for not only the other, maybe you have some other people on your team who maybe have said they wanted to do business building, but they haven't really jumped on. Do not underestimate the power of momentum and the momentum that a recruiting push, getting a large number of coaches in a short period of time can do for your team. At the same time, it also helps you with confidence. I know for myself, I recruited slowly and I had a few coaches here and there, and I would pour my life into these coaches, like weekly calls, just any and everything I could do to help these coaches. And I had a lot of them fall off. I had a lot of them struggling to hit Success Club and struggling to hit Emerald. And I felt like I am failing as a leader. And obviously, I was a young leader. I could have definitely had weaknesses for sure. But when I did my first recruiting push and I got a huge group of coaches and 3 or 4 of them hit Emerald relatively quickly and 3 or 4 of them hit Success Club in their first month, it gave me confidence that it wasn't necessarily me. It's just that my first couple coaches were slow growers, or they weren't in it for the long haul and they're not with me anymore. And it just gave me confidence that I can duplicate this success. And getting a huge wave like that, because it really is a numbers game. So you can't expect to recruit one coach and that be a diamond. You can't expect to recruit 3 coaches and them all go Emerald. When you get a larger group, then you can kind of see the numbers games where you have a rock star, you have a couple of solids, and then the rest are kind of weak. But if you don't do a bigger push like that, sometimes you can feel like every coach I sign is like not really that into it, not really building the business. What's wrong with me? And it just drains your confidence. And then the last thing why you should build a team is because you should have a passion for this opportunity. It should be something that excites you, the same way that bringing health to others just gets us on fire. I mean, to think of the way that people's lives change when they start feeling healthy, when they start getting off medication, when they start not being depressed anymore, when they start having self-confidence and self-love. I mean, you could just see the transformation when people start investing in their health, and you get a passion for that. And so that's why it's easy to talk about the fitness side, but you should have that same passion for the business, because this business changes lives. And even if you just signed up to be a coach a week ago and you personally don't have thousands of dollars coming in every week, or maybe you haven't even sold a challenge pack yet, but you can still have a passion for what this business and this opportunity can do for people. And it's as easy as listening to the National Wake Up Call and looking up all of these ladies' names that I have here at the bottom of this slide: Lindsay Matway, Amy Silverman, Brigitte Linford, Christina Delgado, Tara Carr. And those are just like the big names that popped up into my head. There are literally hundreds of success stories. You can look them up on YouTube, watch their videos, see the normalness of these people, see the utter like non-spectacularness of these people. And not that they're not spectacular women, because they are, but when you see how just flawed and normal and just genuine that these women are, and to see the success that they've had, it sparks a passion in me to say, how many other Lindsay Matways are out there just waiting for me to reach out and encourage them and believe in them and start getting them plugged in, start getting them training. And how many women are looking for this opportunity? Could this opportunity literally change their lives? And it gives me a passion to want to build a team and to want to give this opportunity to as many people as I possibly can, because I know where I was at before I had this opportunity. I know I was drowning in anxiety. I was drowning in, just had lost myself. I had lost my identity. I was a mom of 3 young kids, and they were all born super close together. And I was just like, who am I? what is going on? How are we going to afford groceries this week? I felt helpless and just powerless. And to have that lifeline of coaching thrown out to me, to be able to grab onto it, to be able to work hard and dig myself and our family out of the difficulties that we were in, to find an identity, to find a sisterhood. If I can throw that lifeline out to someone else, that brings me passion. So if you're struggling with having that passion, you need to listen to more stories. You need to see these women on YouTube literally crying, explaining what this opportunity has meant to them. And you need to say, there are other women out there, and I want to help them transform their lives like these women have. And I want to transform my own life like these women have. So that's why you should build a team. It gives you amazing opportunity for income. It brings your momentum like at an all-time high. It gives you confidence in yourself as a leader, and just for the pure reason that you are passionate about helping other people. And this opportunity is so unbelievably too good to be true, but it is. And so that's why you should build a team. So let's move on to what you need to build a team. How do you do it? What are the tools I need, Vanessa? Okay, here's what you need. Really, you need confidence. You need to be confident in yourself. You need to be confident in Beachbody as a company. And you need to be confident in the systems that we have that have been passed down to us from the Bombshell Dynasty, Team BTFP, and now to your teams as well. These systems, I mean, it is no coincidence that the Bombshell Dynasty is the number one largest, most successful, fastest growing team in the entire network. And it's because we have kick-ass systems that are just so full of heart and authenticity, and yet so incredibly smart. I mean, you can trust in those systems. Again, even if you just signed up last week, the systems are there. They're in the team files. They're on the Bombshell training site. If you don't know how to access these systems, talk to your upline coach. Ask her for the link. Click on the link and bam, you can recruit 20 coaches. You're 1 week in this business. You can recruit 20 coaches with full confidence that you can train them to be unbelievably successful because the systems are there. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to figure it out first. Just say, I'm going to follow the system, follow it with me, and do it and be successful because it's there. It's all there for us. The 3 vitals, the Revitalize tracker, these are things that are proven. They're not complicated. The next thing you want to be confident in is Beachbody as a company. If you don't know by now the heart and the incredible just leadership that we have in Beachbody from corporate, Carl Deichler and Michael Neiman and Jeff Hill and all these big names, you hear them on the National Wake Up Call, you see them on the videos from corporate. These guys are just incredible. The way that they lead with integrity, this business and this company is really, they're doing it right. They are investing the recognition that they give us. The way that they mentor us, there are mentors for each region from corporate, and it's just an incredible company, guys. I have never experienced anything like this. And so have confidence in Beachbody. If you are unsure whether or not it's a pyramid scheme, I am working on a video, which everyone has been asking me for forever. But I basically went through the FTC guidelines word for word, looked up everything I could on the U.S. Treasury website on what a pyramid scheme is, then pulled up the policy and procedures from Beachbody, their legal documents, and put them side by side and spent hours combing through every word. And I can tell you with 100% confidence, and I will make a video soon, that this is not a pyramid scheme in any way, shape, or form. It is above and beyond board as far as what the Treasury, the U.S. Department of Treasury, has told us that a pyramid scheme is and isn't. It is so clear, black and white. You put those 2 documents side by side, you will have no doubt in your mind. So if that's even a doubt in your mind, you're not going to be confident sharing this with other people. So do your research, know your stuff, look it up, figure it out. Have confidence that when you invite people who you dearly care about, you know for sure this ain't no scam. this is legit. Like, this is legally above and beyond board. This company has heart. They take care of you. They do not take advantage of you. And I have confidence in that. That comes across to people. So dig deep into that. If you have confidence in the systems that we have, in the company that supports us, and then if you have confidence in yourself, if you have confidence that you have no limits on you, and that just comes from personal development. That just comes from listening to enough stories. I will never forget. I'm a very visual person, and when I have like these big aha moments, I remember exactly where I was, and I'll never forget. I was standing in my hallway. I was cleaning my bathroom, and so I was kind of like moving stuff out to the hallway because my bathroom's in the hall to like mop and clean and everything. And I was listening to some training. I don't even remember who. I mean, I remember who it was, but I don't remember what the training was. And it was Lindsay Stay. And I don't know if you know who Lindsay Stay is, but she's one of the top earners in the Bombshell Dynasty. She's one of Lindsay Matway's success partners. Just incredibly successful coach. And I remember she was just sharing, and, you know, I don't think she finished high school, and like she was, had a drug, an alcohol problem, and then she got saved and she got into Beachbody and all this stuff. And I remember thinking like, if you just took raw talent between her and I, like, there's no different. Like, I might even be more talented than her in certain areas. Like, so what are my excuses? Like, I remember just that moment when I was just like, I can do this. I can totally do this. There is nothing special about these top coaches. I mean, there is. Lindsay Stay has a heart bigger than, I can't even, the love that just gushes out of her, it's a gift. And that definitely contributes to her success. And that is something that like I aspire to. Like, I'm not trying to downplay these women and the hard work that they put in and the amazing talent that they have. But when you start to see them as just normal people, when you start to see them as just, you know, they're disorganized, their houses are crazy. They, you know, like, they're not these perfect angels that you think like, well, of course they're going to be successful because they, this and this and this. Like, no. If you look at raw talent, like, come on, we're there. We're all there at the same level. We can all take advantage of this and make it happen. And that's really when my confidence in myself just started to grow immensely, is when I realized that I can do this. So you need to dig deep, and you need to get to that point where you're like, the only thing between me and Lindsay Stay is time. She's been doing it 4.5 years, and I've been doing it 2 years. I've been doing it 2 years. So, you know, it's just that confidence. You need to find it. And that's all you need to build a team. So now, how do we attract a team to us once you've got that confidence? And again, it's something you work on over time. It's something that grows over time. Don't sit around and wait for your confidence to get big before you start building your team. Like, it's going to come as you build your team, as you go into personal development. But let's just go into, how do you attract these business builders that you want to have on your team? First, you have to know who you want, right? Like, so at the beginning, when I was a new coach, I would just kind of look at like what all the other top coaches were posting as far as like coach posts. And I would kind of like copy off of them and like change the language a little bit, put my own picture and put it up there. And I started kind of attracting like, I don't know, weird people who would like, I didn't click with, I didn't know how to motivate. They were looking for like kind of an easy way to make quick money, which isn't Beachbody at all. And they just gave up when it got hard. And so it was frustrating because I was like, gosh, I'm attracting these people that like, these are not the people I want on my team. Like, what's going on? And then I sat down, and one of the assignments, and I was in one of Becca's Diamond Push groups, one of the assignments was to write down your ideal coach. Like, in an ideal world, who is this person that you would want to work with? And I started writing down all these things that I would want. And, you know, just one of them that sticks out to me is I wanted coaches who were like hard workers, who weren't afraid of working hard, because honestly, that's me. Like I actually am more attracted to opportunities that tell you up front, you're going to have to work hard for this. Cause I feel like well, that makes sense. That's legit. Anybody comes to me and says like, oh, it's super easy and you barely have to do anything and you'll make a lot of money. Immediately my brain is just like, no, that's not for me. I can't. I mean, I'm lazy and I like to sit around and watch Netflix just like anybody else, but there's just something in me that's like, yeah, if you have to work hard for it, it's going to be good. And that's what I want. And so, but I was posting in my coach posts like, hey, busy moms, this doesn't take that much time and it's really fun and you get to help people. Who wants to join my team? Like my posts were attracting people who just kind of wanted like something quick and easy and fun. And not that coaching isn't fun, and coaching really isn't that difficult. Like I said, we have all the systems in place, but it takes hustle, it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes discipline. But I wasn't posting any of that in my posts. And when I started realizing I want to attract hard workers, my posts started to reflect that. So if you want to attract someone who's a quality coach, you got to know exactly the characteristics that you want to see in that person and speak to them. Speak things that would be attractive to them. If you want someone who's creative, you know, you got to be creative. Like you've got to catch that creative eye. You've got to push yourself outside of just the lazy like selfie and think a little bit harder. And creativity takes work and, you know, it takes a little more time. But if that's the kind of person you want on your team, work for that, you know, think about that and post things that will draw that kind of person to you. Another way to attract people is to breadcrumb the benefits of coaching. So before I learned how to do this, I would do like one big, crazy long, pour my heart out, 5-paragraph long post about coaching and how much it's changed my life and how much I love it and where I was before, where I am now, and who wants to join my team. But I would post like one a month. And I'd be so bummed when like nobody liked it, nobody commented, nobody signed up for my application to be a coach on my team. And I was like, I freaking poured my heart out and like nobody cares. And I realized that it was just coming out of nowhere. I hadn't done the legwork of breadcrumbing the benefits of coaching, what I love, how it fits into my life. Not this crazy long post, but just little snapshots here and there all over my feed. So then when I invited people to coaching, they were like, oh yeah, like I've been seeing her doing this all month long. I think I am interested. As opposed to like me not saying anything about coaching and then all of a sudden I'm just like, boom, drop this heavy bomb on people, like how they should join my team. It was just so out of context. So I really learned the benefit of breadcrumbing my story and the coaching opportunity. So I actually came up with a list of 20 things that I love about coaching, that it has brought into my life, that has benefited my life. And I plan during our recruiting push, which is going to be 29 days long, to post one of these things every single day. And on the other 9 days, I actually rounded up to 10, I'm going to post like an answer to an objection or a doubt that someone would have about the coaching opportunity. So I'm going to have 20 to 10, and that'll give me enough for one post every single day about coaching, whether it be a benefit or whether it address an objection and a doubt. So I've already got my list. I've got 20 things that I love about coaching, and I've got 10 common objections that I am going to be addressing publicly in a post. And basically what I'm doing here, this is something I learned from Bonnie Engel, who is number 5 in the company right now, and just recruits like 40 coaches a month, something crazy like that. She runs her entire page as if it were a coach sneak peek. So I know that I don't know if you guys are all familiar with coach sneak peeks, but they're basically these 3 to 5 day, little look into what coaching is. And we cover things like, how does a coach make income? Do I have to be salesy to be a coach? What if I don't have a big market? Like just all these questions that people have about coaching, we address them in this 3 to 5 day sneak peek. Well, Bonnie, she doesn't run 3 to 5 day sneak peeks. She runs 365 day sneak peeks all day, every day on her public profile. And so everything that you would talk about in the sneak peek, if you have a script from that, just draw from that and start posting every day things about coaching, answering people's questions, answering objections, showing how we fit it into our lives. I mean, it's just a constant on her newsfeed. And that's something that we should all be doing, but especially during a recruiting push. I mean, it's got to be just like there, heavy in your newsfeed. What's the benefits? Answer me about these objections. Give people information that shows them what they're getting into and what you're going to be inviting them to. Make them wonder. Like, I love this. I love doing this, and I love thinking about how to do this in my posts. How can I make people wonder, could I do this? Could I be good at this? That's really interesting. I never thought of that. Maybe I should try it out. Like, I want to make people really be like, this is so interesting to me. I am so intrigued by this. I want more information. So that when I send them a personal message and we're chit-chatting, whatever, small talk forming, and then I'm like, hey, have you ever considered coaching? And I love it when they're like, actually, I kind of have. And I'm like, I know you have, because I've been throwing it up there all month long. And then I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Like, what are you thinking? And so just make them wonder. And your personal invites are going to have so much more weight. Okay, so now how to invite. Like, you've been posting, you've been sharing, you've been breadcrumbing, you've been answering objections, you have confidence, you've got all this confidence. Now it's time to do the scary thing of sending personal messages and inviting people to learn more about the opportunity. So the first thing that I always try to do is really just make people feel like so special, because I start inviting people who are like on the top of my list. So I actually go through my friends list on Facebook and I circle names that I would really like this person on my team. Like, if I could design like a dream team, like, I've always looked up to this girl. She's so cool. Or this mom is just so kind and amazing and creative. I want her on my team. So I kind of make my dream team, right? And I start with those people. And that's intimidating, because usually it's people I really respect and I really like, and I really don't want them to like think that I'm crazy. So it's really hard to invite those people, but I want an awesome team. I want a team of like rock stars. So you got to go after those people who you really think highly of, who you think have a good work ethic and are leaders already to some extent. So I always make people feel really special and let them know that I want them on my team. I'm not just recruiting like random people. Like, I start my posts or my invite by saying, hey, I've been thinking of you and I so respect you. And I think you're so great at fill in the blank. And, my team is growing right now. And I would just love to have you on my team. That right there, like, it's just going to make people feel flattered. Like, so, like, you're trying to recruit me. Like, I don't know if you guys went through this when you were getting ready to go to college and you would get like all these recruiting pamphlets and stuff, and just made you feel special, even though they're sending them out to millions of people. It just made you feel special that like, this school wants me. Like, they want me. Even if I don't want them, all of a sudden I'm kind of like, oh, what's this all about? Like, they want me. So I always start off my invites by letting them know how much I want them, specifically them, to be a part of my team. And then I keep it super simple. Like, hey, I was just wondering, have you ever thought about coaching as a coaching opportunity? And I literally leave it at that. Maybe sometimes if I'm feeling really feisty or whatever, I'll write something like, it's just changed my life so much. I can't help but want to invite as many people as I can to enjoy this incredible opportunity. And that, all that does is just tell them that I'm standing in a gold mine. And this was a post that Becca posted to us, and then I shared with my team, from Brittany Leggett. And she was saying, like, this is what I do when I invite people to the coaching opportunity. I'm standing in a gold mine and I'm passing out maps, and people can do what they want with them. They throw them in the trash, great. They follow that map and they find amazing success, even better. But that's what I'm doing. I'm standing in a gold mine and I'm passing out maps. And when I talk to people about coaching, that's my mindset. I am inviting you to something unbelievable. And I'm so excited to do it because it could change your life. And I really want you to learn more about this because it's for you, not for me. I want to give this gift to you. I want to give this map to you. And that changes everything. That changes everything from that. It just, I don't know, just the way you type, the way you write, the way you speak to them in person, people can feel whether or not you're like, hey, join my team because I need to grow my team. Or, hey, you are amazing and this opportunity is unbelievable. You have got to check this out. You know, like that, it's just a whole different mindset. So that's how I invite people. And then again, the fortune is in the follow-up. I pretty much mentally know that almost everyone I invite to the coaching opportunity is going to say no. They're going to say no, I'm not really interested. Thanks. I love what you're doing, but it's not for me right now. That doesn't throw me off. I'm ready for it. I know that's what they're going to say. I'll often ask them why, if there's a specific reason why it's not a good fit for them. That helps me to be able to answer some objections that maybe they have. You know, I'll just write down their name and say, okay, that's awesome. Well, you keep doing what you're doing. You know, if you ever change your mind or you're ever interested, let me know. But I always follow back up with them a couple months later and ask them again. And, you know, obviously have other conversations with them other than Beachbody, but, you know, you've got to follow up. You cannot take the first no as like, oh man, cross them off my list. No way. You never cross them off your list because I can't tell you, almost every coach that I've heard of their story, they said no to like the first 3 people, like Amy Silverman, Brigitte Linford, like all these amazing, Shay Stanford, all these amazing coaches who are like in the Millionaires Club, you know, they said no the first couple of times. So you cannot stop there. You've got to follow up. All right. Practice makes perfect. And this is something that made a world of difference for me. I was so awkward explaining the coach opportunity at the beginning. So painfully, unbelievably awkward. Said too much, said too little, tried to be funny, but trying to be funny, like just awful. But the more I practiced, the easier it got, the better it got, the more confident it got, the more concise it got, the more compelling it got. But it came with practice. The first 10,000 times you do something are the worst 10,000 times you will ever do it. You just got to get it out of the way. You just got to keep going until you get better. So my encouragement to you during this recruiting push is to present to anyone who will listen. I practice presenting to my husband, just put on some thick skin though, if you're going to do that. Because, you know, your spouse is going to be pretty honest with you. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but I'm like not ready to hear that. Like, I think like, man, I nailed it. And he's like, yeah, that was really confusing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So anyways, put on your thick skin if you're going to present to your spouse, but it's great. I presented to my kids, like just for the pure act of hearing myself say it out loud. And I would even like, you know, my kids are 5 years old and 3 years old and they couldn't give me constructive criticism, but just saying it a million times gave me, oh, you know what? That sounded really weird. Maybe I should say it differently next time. I practiced with my family. I practiced with my sisters. I practiced with friends. I would even just ask them and be like, hey, I need practice presenting this opportunity. Can we set up a Skype where I can just have half an hour of your time and present this coach opportunity to you? And I actually had one friend who ended up signing up as a coach. And it wasn't my intention. I just wanted to practice and I knew she'd be honest with me. And so I practiced with friends and I put stuffed animals because Melanie Mitro actually shares a story of how she would practice with anyone and everyone. And she even practiced in front of her kids' stuffed animals just to practice presenting that coach opportunity and get better at it. So, guys, anything that you want to be good at in school, whatever, sports, you just got to do it a million times and it gets better every time. So why not with coaching? All right. So this is my method when I'm really looking to do an intensive recruiting push. Here's what I'm like. I'm going to post a video in our group that I'm going to make tonight. And it's an old school marketing method. So it's kind of old school network marketing, but it's true, just straight up truth. The numbers don't lie, on how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. And basically what this guy says is you just need to present the opportunity to enough people, because it's just a numbers game. So if you want to sign up 20 people, I think he ended up breaking it down to like 700 or 800 conversations you need to have to end up having 20 of those people become coaches or distributors. So you've got to make a list of like 1,000 people, because only 700 will actually give you the time of day to present to them. And then you'll end up getting 20 yeses. So that sounds super overwhelming, but at the same time, it's kind of comforting, because it's like, it's just math. If I can just get in front of enough people, ask enough people, I'll hit my goal. And if I hit my goal, I move my business forward. And that's how it works. So here's my method for trying to get in front of as many people as possible to get to my goal. I start with anyone who has been getting Shakeology for more than 2 to 3 months and is not already a coach. So you can go into your back orders and just see, like, gosh, they're still getting Shakeology. Like, why are they not signed up as a coach? I don't know about you, but people just fall through the cracks with me. And so I will send them an email and tell them about the coach opportunity, and usually get a few signups from that. I will post daily about coaching, alternating between light and breadcrumbing posts and then heavier story sharing posts. That list that I have of 20 benefits and 10 objections, you have got to post daily about coaching when you're doing your recruiting push. Like, it seems annoying, but it's not. People don't see everything. You've got to have it saturating your newsfeed during this month. And then every single person who I'm going to invite, whereas maybe before I would invite them to my challenge group, I'm going to shift that during this month and only invite people to the coaching opportunity. I'm not even going to invite them to a challenge group. I mean, yes, they're going to get a challenge pack and be in a challenge group, but I'm leading with the coaching opportunity. Have you ever thought about coaching? I know that you're wanting to get in shape, but have you ever thought that you could share your story while you're getting in shape and actually earn back your initial investment? Would you want to try to start off as a coach? That's what I did, and it's been amazing for me. So I'm going to lead with the coach opportunity. That's a business you can start while you also get fit. My goal for that recruiting push month is that every challenge pack be with a coach sign up. So even if the person is like, no, I'm not really interested in working the business, I just want a challenge pack, I just want to get fit, I'll say, okay, great. Well, would you like the discount membership or would you like the regular sign up? And then they'll be like, oh, well, what's the discount membership? Well, it's this, great opportunity where you can get 25% off, brings your Shakeology costs down. If you're going to stick with this for more than 2 to 3 months, that's definitely the way to go. So that every challenge pack, whether it be for a business builder or a discount coach, is signing up as a coach. That's my goal. And then I always want to start with the business and move to the discount membership. And this was a big mistake I made early on, where I was like, well, let me just get discount coaches. And then I had 12 discount coaches, and I still wasn't a diamond because I had nobody working the business and nobody hitting Emerald. And so now when I do my recruiting pushes, I start with the business. And if they say no to the business, that's fine. Then I move to the discount. But I don't start with the discount because you just never know. I had this one girl who's like crazy busy. She already has this huge booming Etsy business. So I'm like, oh man, she's not going to be interested in coaching. She's already doing awesome with her Etsy business. And I talked to her about the coaching opportunity just today. Hey, I know you've got your Etsy thing, but if you ever want to, learn how to work this business, let me know. She's like, yeah, I'm super interested to learn about it. I think I'd like to do that. And I was like, whoa, so always start with the business. Never assume that people are not interested in it. And then the last thing I do on my recruiting push, and this is time consuming, somewhat exhausting, but it's just the legwork that comes with doing a push like this. I get on the phone or I send a voice message. And this is where the practice that you're going to put in is going to pay off because people can blow off a message, right? They can blow off your message to them, not answer it. You don't know what's going on. But if you hold back the information and say, hey, how about we set up a call to talk about it? Then they're so curious that they'll be like, okay, And once you've got them on the phone, I mean, what are they going to do? Just hang up on you? Like, you can have a conversation. You can get feedback. If you're getting frustrated with your messages not being returned, you got to get creative. Don't just say, oh, nobody's returning my messages. What am I can't do this. Like, bullshit. Like, get on the phone, figure out another way. Talk to people, ask them to go out to coffee if they live in your neighborhood. Like, people can't just not answer you when you're in a verbal conversation with them. So I get on the phone with people, and that way they can hear the confidence in my voice. They can hear the authenticity that I really want to help people, that I believe with all my heart in this opportunity. I am not trying to scam them. I am not some slick, like, they can hear my kids screaming in the background. Like, it just makes it more real. I've had people tell me, like, oh, I thought it was just like a computer or a robot message when you sent me the message. And I'm like, no, like, I spent time like agonizing over every word, like trying to respond back to you in a very authentic way. And they're like, oh, I thought it was just a robot. But when you're on the phone, there's no way that they're going to think that this is just some canned message that you're copying and pasting to them. They're going to hear that authenticity. And many times that's the extra push that they need to jump in and to commit. So that's what I do. The last thing I do is I use my challenge groups heavily. Most of my coaches actually are challengers, previous challengers who end up becoming coaches. So this is what I do. I post regularly about the benefits and value of Shakeology. If anything else, that keeps my challengers on Shakeology longer, and it makes the discount more appealing. So I am constantly like, you don't stop selling once you have someone buy a challenge pack. You have to continue selling to them. And by selling, I mean explaining to them, educating them, encouraging them on the value of Shakeology. Once they buy the challenge pack, you've got to keep continuing to show them, guys, you've got an amazing product here. This is incredible. Like, how is it helping you? I ask my challengers, how is it helping you? What are your favorite flavors? What's the best thing about Shakeology to you? And when they post and they actually think about it, and then they see everyone else in the challenge group sharing their things of how it helps them, the value just continues to grow, and they continue to want to be getting this product. I ask for success and success stories to be shared in my challenge groups. Again, so all the other challengers can see, like, it's not just me that's having success. Everyone else is having their lives changed. This is incredible. Like, this challenge group is actually changing people's lives, not just mine, but everyone else's. I had a coach who just signed up with me, and she was like, I want to do what you do. I've never seen anything like this. And if she was just, chugging along, doing her own thing and not in a group seeing the success of everyone, I don't know that she would have had that same motivation and that same desire to do what I do. I share the perks of being a coach, the benefits of being a coach, at least 4 to 6 times every challenge group. So I'm sharing in my group also what I'm sharing publicly about the sisterhood that I have, about the trips that I'm going on, about the cruise that's coming up, and why I'm working out so much because I'm going to go on this free cruise. Like, I'm not just saying that. I'm saying that because I want to show my challengers how great being a coach is. I'm living out my coach life in my challenge group also, not just on my newsfeed. I make a public post about the Shakeology discount in my challenge group so that everyone knows that they can get that before their next shipment comes up. I encourage each and every challenger privately in a private message about how good they're doing. If they're struggling, I make sure I have private messages with them to build trust. So then my next couple messages can be ones inviting them personally and privately to the coaching opportunity. And then I also invite each and every challenger to learn more about the coaching opportunity in a public post on my challenge group page. So this is work. This is hard work to do this for every single challenge group, but you got to do it. It makes amazing difference. This is just kind of something I threw in here in the last minute, so it's kind of not really jiving with my other slides. But basically, if you want to screenshot this is the copy and paste message that I send to people when they say they want to get a discount membership. I like it because it breaks down very simply all of the fees. It gives them a link to the FAQ of how to get their refund if they bought a challenge pack and they're, signing up as a coach to get the refund. And then at the very end, I always say, yes, I know you're signing up for the discount, but if ever at any time you're interested in learning how to share with others in a very natural and non-salesy way and earn a little income as a working coach, let me know. I have simple trainings and provide personal mentorship. And then I just make sure that they know with this account, you're not required to sell anything at any time, but the option is always there. So this is just a great way to not only, yes, you're getting discount coaches, but you're planting that seed of, it's not too much harder to just share what you're doing publicly and help a few people and offset your costs. So I'm always here if you want to do that. Sorry, I know this call is going long, but we're almost the end. These are different ways that I share and that you can share about the coaching opportunity. And I encourage you during this entire month that we're recruiting to do every single one in this month. I mean, this is not normal, but we're doing a recruiting push. We want to get 20 coaches in 30 days. That's, again, like this can take a little work and a little focus, but if you can do that, gosh, my goodness, like your business is going to be amazing. I did this last year and I recruited just 10 coaches, not 20. But then I also recruited 10 more coaches the next month. So it was like 20 coaches over 60 days instead of 20 over 30. But just from that group, I mean, my team just exploded. I was the only team leader at the end of the year on Becca's team. And to be team leader means that you don't just have one or two business builders. It means that you have a robust team that's all working the business. You have to have so much in weak leg volume. You have to have so many coaches getting Success Club points. It means that you have like an organization, like a whole team. And I know for a fact, the only reason I was able to achieve that goal at the end of the year was because of this recruiting push that I did at, February, March of last year. So if you can put in this energy now, it's just going to pay off even into the end of the year of this year. So these are the ways that I share, that you can share. You can do a 3 to 5 day coach sneak peek. You can do a 1-day coach sneak peek event. You can do a video series on YouTube. This is one that I've been using a lot recently. I'm just going to show it to you real quick on my YouTube channel. I actually have a playlist. You can create playlists called What is Beachbody Coaching? And it has 6 different videos that I've created over time. These are the videos I actually use in my coach sneak peek, but I'm not always running them. And when somebody asks me for more information, I like to send them a link, and I can send them a link to this entire playlist. Like if you click share, it'll send them a link and they'll see all the videos instead of sending them like 6 links all in a row. And so this is great because I can send it to them. I can say, hey, watch the videos and then let's set up a call and let's talk about it. And so that's one way that you can give people information. You could do a Zoom webinar. You can like do a big promotion about this webinar that you're having, and on one night, just talk through the coaching opportunity. And then you could do a one-on-one call or coffee date. So I would encourage you, like, if you want to partner up with another coach, your success partners, try and do every single one of these things in this month. Like, because you never know. Different things speak to different people. You may have 4 people show up to each thing, but there are 5 things there. 4 times 5, that's 20 people. And maybe 10 of those sign up as coaches. That's like half of your goal right there. So different things speak to different people. Try it out. You may find that one of them you really love, other ones you don't. But you don't know until you try. Getting out of your comfort zone is what this is all about. So to wrap it up, this recruiting push is not meant to be something that is a huge stress on you, a huge pressure on you. Again, last year I was shooting for 20 and I got 10. And I was kind of bummed, but still 10 coaches in 1 month. Like, hello, that's still amazing. That still rocketed my business forward. I think I had 10 coaches total at that point, or maybe a little more, but that was a huge boost to my team. And so don't let it be a stress to you. Keep it fun. Go balls to the wall. Just practice like crazy to your stuffed animals. Invite everyone to the coaching opportunity. Breadcrumb every single day. Like, it's work, but doesn't have to be stressful work. If you're just like like Brittany Leggett was saying, just handing out maps to a gold mine. You don't have to take it personally if nobody shows up or if people don't want to join or if they say no. That's fine. I just wanted to give you this map to a gold mine because I think gold mines are pretty great and you might want to go to one day. So don't take it personally. Keep it fun and stay rooted in your why. Stay rooted in that passion of why you want to share this opportunity with others and those goals that you have for your own family and for yourself. So that is it for the team call. I know that this went a little bit long, but there's just so much information I wanted to share with you guys. I didn't want to skimp out on any of it. I will be creating the group tonight. And if you're not in my team, I'll be sharing the link with your uplines so they can share that with you and add you. And basically the gist of the group, I'm not going to do a ton of trainings. I think I have maybe 3 videos to share with you guys in this week leading up to February 1st. But the gist of the group is pretty much, I don't know about you guys, but I can get caught up in learning everything and spend all my time learning everything. But you've got to do the work to do the work. Like the work is the work. That's what's going to move your business forward, not learning about it, but doing it. So the group is basically for us to share in real time that we're doing the work. And something about that just motivates me. When I see other people working, I want to work. When I see other people signing up coaches, I want to sign up coaches. So that's basically what we're going to be doing in the group. It's not going to be a lot of training. You're not going to have to do a lot of assignments. We're just going to spend our time recruiting, doing the work. If you have a post that you're not sure if it looks good, put it in the group. We can give you critique. This is just our space to push each other to get it done, to reach our goals. So that is it. I'm just going to check if there were any questions. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat now. Shelby is asking, she says, I know you get up at 5:30, but I'm struggling with time. So with your littles and homeschooling, how do you make it all work? So I definitely told my husband last year that I was going to do this push. So he knew. I asked him to give me chunks of time for the phone calls. That's the hardest work, really, is the phone calls. I did most of them in the evening after my kids were down. I would even ask my husband maybe to just like put the kids down so that I had even just a tiny bit more time at night. Maybe I could have calls from like 7 to 9 or even 7 to 10 if I was talking to someone on the East Coast and it wasn't as late for them. And yeah, I just had those times blocked off. I think it was like 3 nights a week that I had blocked off for just recruiting calls. And then the rest of the work, which is just like the posts in the challenge group and the posts online, I could fit that in my normal power hour. It was just a shift in my focus and in what I was posting. It wasn't necessarily like a whole lot more time than my regular posts, but instead of posting a lot of fitness, I was posting a lot of coaching. And so that is sort of how I found time for it. And knowing that it's just for a season, like I want 20 coaches in 30 days. That's an intense season. And then you've got the momentum going and then you kind of pull off. And the next month you're just kind of mentoring. You're building up your team. You've got all these newbies. Now you got to get them started right, you know? So anyways, the rest of the questions. Lynette says, were your 10 last year all business builders? Actually, yes. They were all business builders. And that was, I think I attribute a lot of that to just the fact that I started with the business. When I would talk to people and I was posting about the business, everyone was interested in the business. And a lot of them were past challengers. So they were already experiencing like the change in their life from the fitness. And so they wanted to pay that forward. Valerie said, can you say what you usually say when you verbally ask someone? Just a quick sum up of it. Like when I verbally invite someone, usually I invite over, like I type it, like I'm doing my invites over Messenger. And if someone says they would like to know more about the opportunity, then I say, great, let's set up a call. So the call isn't necessarily the invite. The call is more of like the sharing of the coach opportunity. And when I do that, I try to do as little talking as possible, actually. I try to ask them a lot of questions. Like my first question is always, what excites you the most about coaching? So I'm excited to tell you about coaching. What excites you the most? And so then I actually learned this from a call from Miguel Carrasco, who's one of the top coaches in Canada. He's on the Bombshell Dynasty also. And he said, like, when you ask someone what they're most excited about for coaching, basically they're going to tell you what you should tell them. So if they're like, oh, I'm really excited about being able to stay home with my kids or earning extra money because we're only on one income right now, whatever, they've just told you what's important to them. And so then you tell them back what they just told you. Like, yeah, so coaching allows me to stay home with my kids and I can pay for all of our groceries and our car payment and all this other stuff with my income as a coach. So if I can do it, I know you can too. And I'm not telling them every single thing about coaching and spending an hour just like verbally spewing all over them. I'm asking them, what's important to you? What excites you about the coaching opportunity? Why do you want to do this? Sometimes they'll open up and it'll get pretty deep. Like, man, I've lost my way. I've lost my identity. I don't know who I am anymore. And I need something to, that's just for me. And then I can start talking about my experience in that area as well. So depending on what they say, that's what I talk to them about, because that's where their interest is. That's where their heart is. So that's what I start off with. And then I ask them if they have any concerns, if they're, what does their husband think? That's a big one. Because if you can't get the husband on board, they're not signing up, right? If they can't convince their husband, they're not signing up. So I always ask them, well, what does your husband think? And usually the husband's super skeptical. And then I can share with them about how my husband was too. And I can tell them some things that helped my husband change his mind. I'm almost like planting words in their mouth so that when they go and talk to their husband, they've got those arguments sort of already lined up. Like I'm helping them convince their husband already. So those are just, I usually just ask them, what are you excited about? And what are you concerned or nervous or, unsure about? And then I can speak to both of those things. And then we end up just chit chatting about like tons of random stuff. And, conversations always go all different ways. So Stacy says, when you make the list of 20 breadcrumbs and 10 objections, do you only post those on Facebook or do you use multiple platforms? Yeah, whatever platform you're on. I'm usually Instagram and Facebook. And I have a like page and a personal page, and I post the exact same thing to both pages. And I usually post almost the exact same thing to Instagram too. My only difference on Instagram is I try to make sure the photo is a little bit more branded and more beautiful and creative than Facebook. And then Haley says, I know a question I was asked with the last company I was with was, oh, well, how much money have you made? And I think I've made $60 so far. So what do I say? That's a good question. I've never had anyone ask me like, how much money have you made? And I think it's because I don't lead with like, yes, income is important. And I've done income posts and those have attracted certain types of people. And then income post is what attracted me to my coach. Cause I was like, man, I overdrafted on groceries this month. I really need to like earn some money. But I never lead with the money. I really lead with like the fact that you can help people and the fact that you can earn income, even just $60, like that's 2 gas fill-ups. That's like date night with your husband that maybe you haven't been on in months because you just can't afford a babysitter and to go to dinner at the same time. I would say no amount really is too small. And I would even share like what Becca was making, like, well, I'm just starting and this is what I've made so far. And my upline, who's about a year ahead of me, she was able to pay her mortgage and this and that. And I'm on the same track. I'm hitting Success Club and I know that that's going to take me there this time next year. So I would tell people that like, I'm on track to earn X amount. And I didn't feel bad to say that because I was hitting Success Club and I was recruiting, 2 to 3 coaches a month or whatever it is that, Beachbody recommends for you to be able to hit goals that you want to hit. So That's what I would share with people is I'm on track to earn this amount. This is my goal. I would tell people, like, if you're able to help 3 people in your first month, you can pay back your initial investment, so that they can see, like, wow, 3 people, that's not that much. Like, so if my mom and my sister and my best friend want to do it with me, like, I'm already in the red, or I'm already in the black. Like, that's not so bad. So that's what, but I haven't had a lot of people who are like super money focused, but that's because I'm not super money focused in my posts. I really lead with, like, you can help people and you can earn income at the same time. So anyways, that's kind of what I do, but feel free to share other coaches' successes as well, because they're legit and you're not lying, and that is an opportunity that they can reach if they want to. So yeah, so if there aren't any more questions, I want to respect your guys' time and not go too late into the night. But again, like I said, I will be opening up the group tonight and start posting some resources for you guys to watch and kind of get your head on straight and get ready to hit the ground running on February 1st. And I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh, like, just knowing what it did for my business last year, to, because, sometimes you can feel like a little bit stuck, like, okay, I want to get to diamond. I sign up 2 coaches, but then 1 cancels. And then I sign up 1 coach and then 2 cancel. And you almost feel like, I'm never going to get there. Like, it's so slow. Like, I'm moving so, like, inch by inch, or like I got diamond, but then I lost it, and then I got it, and then I lost it. Once I did this recruiting push, I never lost my diamond rank after that. And it was just like that boost that I needed to get me over the hump to start just, really stepping into that leadership role, the shift between being a challenge group leader and being a business leader. That was a huge mental shift that building my team really helped me to get to. So I'm going to stop talking because I could just talk forever. And thank you guys so much for being on the call.